I am live. All right. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's try this. Hey, everybody. We are live. Man, that's bright, ain't it? Oh, my goodness. Let's adjust this. Okay. What is going on? Oh, my goodness. I'm just having so much fun with. Excuse me. I'm just having so much fun with our new broadcasting software. That is dark, man. I don't like that. Okay, maybe it should be a little lighter. How about that? Lighting. It's really a trip when you're doing it yourself, and you it's so weird. But hey, guys, wow. How's it going? So much fun. What a week. What a week. Just crazy. Crazy stuff. But crazy good. Really, really incredible things are happening, and I'm just so thrilled, honored, and blessed that we're able to do this. We're able to be on the air and bring some, hopefully, some light into dark places. Had a great conversation with Colleen Greco yesterday. Oh my gosh, how cool was that? When I go on other people's shows, it's a little strange for me, right? Contrary to popular belief, I don't love talking about myself. And but when you're, when you're on somebody's show and you're talking about, whatever you're an SME in, whatever you're doing, for a living or whatever. But it's really interesting when two podcasters get together and just talk about stuff. It's a different feel, and we just had a wonderful time yesterday talking about Work Your Career Wednesday, the amazing, really cool stuff that's happening. Our spinoff Extra, and I know it's not out yet, but we're still developing it, and it's really neat to be able to bring that to you. Again, the premise of that show is to go on to subreddits, and the subreddit is Recruiting Hell, and talk about the missteps and misunderstandings, and comment, not to make fun, but to comment on the hilarity of getting a job. It's a whole world in and of itself. But anyway, just had a great time talking with Colleen Greco. If you tune into her podcast, it's amazing. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to tell her I'm live right now on Insta and YouTube. Too cool. I'm going to tell Ken too. Ken Sparrow. He's a friend of the show. You guys know Ken. As long as, all right. I'm live right now on and Insta. How cool is that? Anyway, just really great stuff happening. There's a couple things that were on my mind today, and there's a lot of doom and gloom going on in the world right now, particularly if you're trying to get a job, if you're trying to get promoted, any of that in the workforce, in the work world, And I got to tell you, I talked to a friend, was it 2-3 days ago, and she was having the worst time. She's been a contractor for a long, long time. She's been, there hasn't been really anything that's hindered her in terms of work, and particularly in what she does. She's in finance, and she's at a point now where she really just wants a full-time gig, right? And it's a different animal, when you're looking for that kind of work. And someone told, I mean, I just love it when people that don't know anything about this kind of thing, give advice on what you should do. It's almost like, telling a baseball player, what, let me tell you something. This is what's worked for me is, you got to shorten your stance, choke up on the bat. It's like, man, you don't play in the majors, man. You know what I mean? Or you don't play baseball at all, And it was funny. She's like, well, should I group? My friend told me to group my contract work together and, have it on a set. I'm like, look, trying to decipher a timeline is just annoying for anybody, the hiring manager, the recruiter, whatever. So I gave her this advice. But what struck me about it is, if you're out there looking for, let's say you're senior, right? Let's say you're senior in what you're doing, and you're going out there and you're looking for work, but you want a full-time job. There's several obstacles, and I don't care what people tell you. There's a lot of obstacles out there. Ageism exists. It just does. I'm sorry. So what does that mean for the person out there that's looking for work? Well, one of the things it means is that, if you're used to working with recruiters, you have to be strategic on the recruiters you're working with. Period. You have to interview them as much as they're interviewing you. You have to see if they share the belief in you that you can do it, or if they're an order taker. Sorry, they exist. I need more coffee. An order taker that a client just tells you, kind of what for, and you go ahead and take it. Brad's not good for this job because XYZ. Okay, don't worry about it. But typically people are becoming order takers because guess what? They're not being trained on how to do this. Relationships have kind of gone by the wayside. And you know what? Colleen had made a great point. She said when she was in the corporate world, she didn't have to go through recruiters because she went with her personal network. In fact, when she was hiring for a position, she bypassed the recruiters, went directly, got 3 people that she wanted to bring all 3 of them on. It was a slam dunk. Still took them 7 weeks. And there wasn't even sort of an issue around her talking to other people. It took 7 weeks for them to get around to it. Look, it's always been difficult. There's always been challenges to it, but don't be discouraged. You just got to be strategic. And the other thing that people don't sort of grasp is typically because they've never hired anyone. What would you look for? What would you look for when you're hiring somebody? And then take a look, be honest with yourself, take a step back, and then look at your resume or your presentation or whatever and ask yourself, would this be something that I would want? Would this be someone that I'd want to hire? And be honest with yourself. If it's a no, then you got some work to do. But anyway, there's that. But I'm just so thrilled about things. We're talking about what was on my mind. I don't know if you guys know, but May 4th, I almost died. I can't. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. I did. I was in the hospital subsequently, and it was due to my blood pressure. My blood pressure plummeted, and it was a thing. But the thing is that it really put a lot of things for me in perspective. It put, what am I doing? Why am I doing it? Who am I doing it for? And a whole bunch of things in that regard. And it also let me know that, time's short. I don't care if you're 18 or 80, we don't have a lot of time on this earth. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, when we go to you go to a cemetery or you're going to a funeral or whatever, and they put the headstone up, typically you have 2 dates. You have the month and the day and the year, sometimes just the year. And you look at that and you go, man, oh, they only lived this long, or wow, they lived a long time. But nobody looks at the dash. Nobody looks at the dash. Why is that? In that little dash, if you were to go into it, really look deep into it, my gosh, you'd probably find that there's a lot to that dash. A whole life history is put on that little 1-2 inch dash on a headstone. Think about that. You live a whole life, and the thing that people don't even look at is the most important thing, that dash in the middle. Look at the dates, calculate the years they lived. But the dash is the most important. And what really, really struck me, and I just started thinking about that, if we're bypassing it when we're looking at other people's, headstones or whatever. And I love it when people say, I hate history. History is everything. But I look at that, and it's really interesting to me that if we're bypassing it while we're living, chances are we're not looking at it honestly while we're living. I saw this really great clip. It talks about funerals and stuff. I don't mean to be. I'm not talking about doom and gloom and all of this stuff. There's a point to it. I promise. There's a point. But I watched this clip of I don't know, it was a meme or somebody's podcast, and they were going through the different things people do when people pass on, and the funeral, and the this, and the talking about the person, and blah 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 blah. And it was really interesting to me that again, we're not thinking about the dash. We're not thinking about the dash. What is that? What's your legacy mean? What is, anyway. And all of the ceremonies and how short it is, people live a whole life, but people are, say there's 9 people, it's going to be 45 minutes of people talking about an entire life lived. And so, you're looking at it, it says, oh, it's so depressing. Oh, it's this and that and the other thing, but it didn't do that to me. I was almost there the beginning of May. And I can tell you about that experience, but the point is, it energized me. It got me so high. Man, I am so fired up and thrilled. And I know I'm doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. What am I supposed to be doing? I'm supposed to be talking to you. Now, the show that we have has evolved. It keeps evolving. The people that we've had, my gosh, it's just been a blessing. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you this. In fact, I should probably text him that I'm doing this live. I got Scott Nathan coming on the show, world-renowned, worldwide beauty photographer who, and I don't know if he's going to like it when I tell him this, but the man is like the Forrest Gump of Hollywood. The guy knows everybody in Hollywood. And he, we kind of, become fast friends, and he's coming on the show. He's going to be on Monday. We may just air that on Monday, or we'll wait till Wednesday. And the On the Road series is still going on. But the point is that I was so fired up that I get to do what I get to do. I get to do this show. My cousin Joel, he put out on Instagram or Facebook, one of them, and he says, he's a craftsman. He says, I get to do this. He's going to one of the stadiums in tennis. Where the Vols play. I get to do this. How often are we're not focusing on the fact that we get to do something? And if we're not focusing on the get to do, you need to get out of what you're doing or use it as a stepping stone. In my opinion, there's no wasted time at all. There's no wasted time. You're going to either learn or you're going to win. But there's no wasted time. Now, if you're not learning, you need to readjust yourself. You need to readjust mindset, whatever it is, whatever it's going to take. But when we're not focused on what we're doing, loving what we're doing, even if we hate what we're doing, we still get to do it. We still get to do it. You don't know who you're going to run into. Scott Nathan said a really great thing on one of his posts, but we talked about it. And Joan Rivers, he was shooting Joan Rivers, right? And Joan asked him how much money he had made for a shoot. And he said, I don't want to talk about that, Joan. He said, no, I want to know. And Joan, he told Joan, he said, 85 grand. He said, wow, well, what's the least amount of money? And he said, well, nothing. Well, who was that for? And Scott said, you. And she just started laughing. And she told him something that stuck with him for his entire life. She says, never say no to anything. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what door is going to open. You never know what's going to happen. And he's lived his career that way. You see what I'm saying? Lived his career. You got to find something that you love. But at the same time, you got to find something you're going to do and do it great. There are people that are saving lives that are, really amazing at what they do, but they hate it. I'm not saying, look, I know, do what you love. I just happen to love what I'm doing right now, and it's great. But I've also done things that I couldn't stand, but I was really good at it. You got to grow where you're planted. Grow where you're planted. And you're going to succeed. You're going to do great things. You were put on this planet to do great things. And I'm just so thrilled. I don't know. These are so random thoughts, man. This is just stuff on my mind. I have nothing written down. I'm having so much fun going live and doing these things and figuring out our new software and all sorts of things. But anyway, I hope you got something out of that. I'm going to let's, if you guys can, let me see. If I play this music, can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? I'm trying out different things. Apparently this is the, what is this? The, I don't know. Let me see. Do we have a comment here? Oh, very cool. Oh, we got a comment on Shannon Smith's show. If you haven't seen that one, talking about endometriosis, you gotta see it. Run, don't walk. Turn this off. Go to the streaming platforms or YouTube. Great question here. I found the narrative of Shannon and her experiences in the last episode to be incredibly moving. In your opinion, what should be done in such circumstances? So, great question. Probably one for Shannon, but I'll answer it. She can too. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me see. See if she's Shannon Smith. A rock star. I'm live on Insta. Let me see. Hold on. Insta and StreamYard. Join me. Anyway. What should be done in those circumstances? So, many of you know the story. My wife, Erica, has dealt with endometriosis for duration of her life. I mean, she's always dealt with it. And it's really awful, you know. I remember when, you know, we first started dating and this found out that's what was going on with her. There was a doctor that, you know, the solution was for me to get her pregnant and for, uh, you know, you really didn't have a solution. Honestly, that was the solution. Endometriosis, you know, is one of those things. If not treated correctly, it's awful. Incredible amount of pain, incredible amount of, you know, if you let it, which Erica never did, but you know, there's a depression aspect to it, you know, and thank God, you know, she's such a positive person that it never really affected her that way, but certainly did on the pain front, you know. It kills fertility. This disease actually, it, you know, it stops bloodlines right there in its tracks. It can stop bloodlines. And so, you know, in my opinion, what can be done in such circumstances, if you're a spouse, you're a husband, you have to be there for your wife. You have to be there for your wife. And you have to be an advocate. You have to be your own advocate in a lot of ways. And what I mean, you know, you have to stand with your wife, you have to talk with the doctors, you have to talk with the medical professionals to get answers. And sometimes, you know, they try to give you the simplest answer. They'll give you the simple answer, they'll give you the simple solution, and it's really none of this is simple. None of it. You know, you don't cure endometriosis, you treat it. You know, surgeries, they'll go in and what I call them the shaving. They shave the endo, you know, and then it just grows back. It's like a lawn. Or you go through it and they actually do surgery and cut it out. And that's a problem in and of itself too. Anyway, you have to advocate for yourself. You have to be there for your wife. And you know what? You're going to get frustrated. And I'm just speaking to the spouses, the husbands. Okay. Here's the deal. You're going to get frustrated. It's going to be, you know, you can't understand why, um, you know, why uh, their nerves are so on the surface. You know, some just touch sometimes is a problem, let alone anything else. So you have to be understanding about that. And you have to, you know, there's no other way about it. You have to support your partner. You guys are a team. You take the vow of sickness and in health. That's really a thing. And I really didn't understand it until there were times where, you know, with my back and my hip, my, you know, sort of ortho issues where, you know, things were getting so bad I couldn't walk. Right. So we'd be at an event where it used to be her that had to leave. We'd have to leave early because she couldn't take it. Well, now it was me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I finally get it. You know, how awful it is and how embarrassing it is and how, you know, it just plays with your mind and your emotions in such a way. So to answer that question, again, advocate for your partner. Um, if you need to talk to somebody, talk to them. Don't hesitate and just be there, you know, be there. I would encourage everybody to, oh, Shannon's texted me back. Let me see, guys, and asked to come in. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I'm learning all this myself. I'm just the guy in front of the camera. But anyway, advocate for yourself. Be there for your partner. You know, and love them, love on them. You know, that's the best thing you can do. Oh gosh, what else, man? Gosh, what a week! What an incredible, 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 incredible week. Honeycut Southern doing great things. I've been watching their posts and seeing what they're doing. If you guys don't know about Honeycut Southern, you need to find out. If you know, you know. Tune in. They are great. TV dolls. Oh my gosh, TV dolls. In fact, I think that Honeycut Southern and TV dolls are doing a show together soon. I can't remember. Is that it? Might be tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. But if you haven't seen them, you need to go see them. They're incredible. Oh my gosh! These are live. These are live questions. Wow. Let's see, I didn't have a problem with my partner, but I certainly relate to it through my family. Oh, thank you so much, Nicola. I will tell you, so as I'm speaking from the partner perspective, the husband perspective. When we first started dating, uh, she didn't know she had it. She had no idea. It really, I don't. It wasn't until 2013 when she was. I think it was 2013, 2011, 2013, and she was diagnosed with it, and everything made sense. At that point, 2013, she had a major surgery. A tumor had grown in her stomach and it wrapped around her esophagus. So then that presented even more problems. So that took a third of her stomach and 2 inches of her esophagus. Through all of this, we started a foundation called One Yellow Nail. Um, or and One Yellow Nail simply is this: um, when you get your nails done, if you paint one of your accent nail yellow or one of them yellow, and you want to spread endo awareness, you can do it that way, because 1 in 10 women suffer with endometriosis. So it's a good way to spread the message and get it out there. And it's funny. So this happened several times. We'd be out, right, and she got her nails done, and for some reason there would always be someone that would come up to her and say, "Wow, your nails look great." And they weren't. I mean, they were, whatever color she got, and the yellow nail. Oh, your nails look. What's with the yellow? What's with the accent? And she would get a chance to talk about it. It was an open dialogue. She'd get a chance to talk about her story. And I've seen it. I remember we were walking, we were in Petco, and we had started a conversation with this woman, and she said that her daughter had been suffering with these symptoms that Erica was describing. And Erica said, "Well, you need to go have her see a doctor." She said, "Oh, I guess I should." She goes, anyway, it was a long thing. So I'm assuming that she went to go see a medical professional, to go see a doctor about that. There was another case where we were at a restaurant in Houston, in our neighborhood, and someone came up to her, started talking, started asking about her nails, and she got a chance to tell them. They were dealing with it, didn't know what it was. So it's a chance to open up dialogue and educate people and spread awareness. And in some cases, I'm telling you, there are women that don't know that they have it. So I went off on a tangent there for a minute, but let me get back. So as a spouse, as a husband, it is really frustrating, particularly if you don't understand what's going on. You take it personal. There's you take it very, very personally. And in some cases, how could you not? Where things don't make sense. It's unlike any relationship you've ever been in, but things don't make sense. And then when they finally make sense, then you have to deal with the fact that, oh my gosh, there's a guilt component to it. And you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know. But there's ways that we can, we can overcome it, and it just takes time, and it takes a lot of understanding. And if you truly love the person that you're with, you will find a way. You will absolutely find a way. And I'm sorry, I'm reading some comments. Nicola, I really appreciate that, and we'll be in touch. Yes, we will. We will be in touch. You know what I should put up here, because I'm squirreling right now. So let me put something else up here too. Let's see, how can I do that? Guys, thanks for sticking with me as I'm learning all of this stuff. Wait. No. Hold on. Hold on. There's one I want to put something up here. Can I do that while I'm on the air? Can I do that? Let me see. Wait, bubbles dark. What is it? What does that even mean? Isn't so great. Thanks, guys, for coming along with me on this. Like, what if I did? Oh, anyway, I don't think I can. Oh well. There's a number you can get a hold of me at. But if you go to Instagram, if you're on there right now, if you can get in contact with me here, you can go to at Work Your Career Wednesday. And we can connect there. Leave your contact information or whatever in the comments, or of course, go to you can go to Facebook over there too, because with Jane's Physical Therapy, we're still looking for more physical therapists. So anyway, go to janespt.com, www.janes, JAYNESPT.com. We're looking for 8 physical therapists. We're White Husky Films, Dream, Create, Record in that order, and choose White Husky. We'd be so glad you did. Man, I tell you, doing these lives, it's really kind of interesting, and hopefully, if you guys are enjoying them, be able to do more. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. So we're at 32 minutes. Maybe, just maybe, if we start doing this consistently, we do these lives every Friday or so, maybe I can get better. I'll actually write some stuff down, so it's not just random thoughts and swirling for a half hour or an hour. But anyway, I hope everybody that's watching this, or that's watched it and moved on, or that will watch it, I hope you guys are getting something out of it. And the other thing too is I really want to thank you, everyone that subscribes, our followers, everyone. When we started this show, I will tell you, we didn't think anybody would watch. I didn't, I just knew that I wanted to present things accurately, truthfully, and I wanted to help people. Period. I wanted, and then I wanted to bring people on that would want to help people too. Here's the thing: there's people we've had on that are in the public eye that are misunderstood. Their persona is one thing, and who they are is another. And I don't know, with our show, it's just pretty cool because we just talk, and there's no pretense. There's nothing that hinders someone from being themselves, and I just absolutely love that. Absolutely love that, and really thrilled that it's grown, and we've grown so quickly. We've been on for a little over a year. Gosh, man, a little over a year, and we've just grown by leaps and bounds. And so, thank you. But what it tells us is that you're getting something out of it. I hope that it helps when you're dealing with a situation where you have to manage up. If you've been out of work, I'm so thrilled when I get emails telling me that, hey, I watched your show and with so and so, and it really helped me understand the mindset of who I was speaking with. And so those are always great. So, but the show is evolving too. The thing is that, we typically really separate, right, our life and our career, which is really interesting because for at least 8 hours a day, right, you're at a job site or you're working. If you're working from home, I mean, you're working. That's not time spent with your family. It's not time spent with your wife, with your kids. this is work. So then when that's done, what do you spend with your family? 4 hours, maybe 4 hours. So when we fail to realize that what we do, there's no separation. It's our life. Being able to balance that and being able to really adhere to that. I think in the past, it was very clear. You go to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. You come home, you're so tired, don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to sit, I want to have my beer, I want to watch TV, leave me alone. Thank God that's not the focus anymore, but it still happens. Still happens. You just get so tired and you're so drained. All you want to do is sit in front of the television, turn it on, and that's it. Leave me alone. Kids screaming, you know what? I can't. Wife wants to talk. Okay. I don't want to get divorced, so I'll act like I'm listening. It is absolutely a part. It's not just a part of our lives. What we do is our lives. And like I said, you don't have to love what you do. Just be good at it. Just be great at it. Whatever you're doing. If you're a ditch digger, be the best ditch digger there ever was. If you're whatever you're doing, be the best at it. But Ed Pedersen said it best. I hope he sees this. Ed Pedersen said it best. He goes, the best advice he ever got was marry well. So huge. Such a big deal. That doesn't necessarily talking about money, but it is talking about support. It is talking about being with someone that wants to see you succeed in whatever you can possibly do. Unless people really love digging ditches, I'm sure that's not something that they'd want to do, forever. But be the best at it. Be the best at it. Strive to be the best at it. Make it a game. But make time for your family. That little dash is so important. It's so important. So make time for that. Anyway, guys, this is so much fun. I'm gonna actually not be so random. Actually write some stuff down and have a real show. But this has been a lot of fun. Thanks for coming along with me on the journey on this as I play around with this software. I am just so thrilled and excited. Thank you so much. I think I've said that about 1 billion times at this point. So if you don't know that I'm thrilled and excited, you do now. But we'll be back soon. Appreciate you. And know this, that I love you. God bless you. Let his face shine upon you, give you great peace. Be excellent to yourself and each other. And gosh, we'll see you next week. We may even see you in an hour. Who knows? But we're going to see you soon. Thanks a lot, guys.